The Rangers are going to the World Series. Let me repeat, the Texas Rangers are going to the World Series for the first time in a couple of years. This is crazy because 2 years ago, no one thought this would ever happen. The Rangers picked up Corey Seager, Marcus Semien in an offseason a year or two ago. And of course, they did a lot of big things this previous offseason, pretty much buying out a rotation and trading for Max Scherzer at the deadline. The Texas Rangers have officially made it to the World Series with some other key players to the roster. I mean, Adolis García has been going insane this series. Dude had a 2-home run game today, and he hit a home run, I think 2 games ago. The dude is electric. The Texas Rangers are currently waiting to see if they're going to face off against the Phillies or the D-backs in the World Series, and this is such a crazy thing to say. The mighty Houston Astros have finally been knocked off their pedestal. They gave up a fight. The series went to 7 games, and honestly, if you're the Texas Rangers, I think you have the most confidence in the world taking down the 2022 World Series champions. And I think if you're the Texas Rangers going into the series, you're looking at a D-backs team that is super young and a Phillies team that got there last season. Now, of course, I think the Phillies might be the hardest problem if they do end up making it to the World Series. And I think if we have Phillies or even D-backs World Series, it's going to be a very, very fun event. Now, speaking of the Texas Rangers, their pitching have been extremely good. The Astros only blew out the Rangers once, which was game 4, 10-3 Rangers. But besides that, the pitching has been extremely good, and so is the hitting. Everyone has been showing up. I mean, look at game 6, right? The Rangers beat the Astros to get to that game 7, and then game 7 comes around, the Rangers go insane in the first inning. I mean, Corey Seager is really showing why he's living up to that contract. And also, I forgot to even mention that they traded for Jordan Montgomery at the trade deadline and has been pitching extremely well this postseason. I mean, Yankees literally traded him away because they thought he couldn't pitch against the Astros. He comes into the series today, or previously, and he pitched extremely well versus the Astros. This game alone, the Rangers had 15 hits, 4 walks, and it went 6 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Everything went perfectly to a T. You had Evan Carter coming up in clutch early in the game, and then Daniel Lowe homering for the first time in a long time. You had Max Scherzer, who recorded the first 8 outs of the ball game and only allowing 2 runs. And of course, you had manager Bruce call in Jordan Montgomery and the Rangers bullpen to really preserve the lead that they did. Like I said, Jordan Montgomery has been phenomenal. If I'm not mistaken, Jordan Montgomery pitched 2 innings and 1 batter. And I think he had 2 Ks, if I'm not mistaken. They really helped preserve that growing lead. And of course, Garcia is the man of the hour. After all the drama that was happening about him getting hit with the ball and yelling at the catchers, and of course, someone saying, you just woke up the Astros, you don't want to do that. I mean, Garcia showed up this game and last game. He had 2 home runs alone today. And I think he had a home run in game 6, if I'm not mistaken, or if it was game 5. I think the series with Houston will really go down as one of the best ones, I think, in general, in a very long time in a playoff scenario. And I think this Phillies team or the D-backs team that they're going to be facing next is going to have some tough competition because these guys are red hot and they're coming. I mean, dude, it's the Texas Rangers. They want to win that World Series. The whole point that the GM did to get Corey Seager, to get Marcus Semien, and to get a bunch of these players at the deadline, I mean, and even their pitching staff like Nathan Eovaldi and Jordan Montgomery through a trade and Max Scherzer, the Rangers have probably the best odds out of all the teams left. I really do think the Rangers can do it. So can we just talk about how that a lot of people were really counting the Texas Rangers out because of that big loss streak during September and I believe August when they really fell down the rankings, even though they were holding on to that first place so comfortably, and the Astros came back at the end of it to sweep it and get it and avoid that wild card picture. And now we see that the Rangers are finally back on top. They're feeling like themselves again. I think if the Rangers can eventually win this World Series, it's going to be so nice for the Texas Rangers because you thought you were going to have this horrible season after this big kind of losing couple of months and you didn't know if you were going to make the playoffs or if you were. And I think this is just a really nice scenario to be in if you're a Texas Rangers fan. I mean, who thought 2 years ago they would go out, buy a roster, and kind of go for this World Series so soon? I'm really happy if the Rangers aren't wasting people's primes like Corey Seager, Marcus Semien, people like that, and even Garcia coming up clutch. I will not get over how good and how much potential that guy has when it comes to the next couple of games and even just in general as a ball player. I really am excited for this World Series. Also, the Astros, man, they played decent this series. You only got blown out twice. The Astros still really held on. I honestly lost faith in the Rangers after game 5 when the Astros looked really, really good. I mean, it's the Houston Astros. You're supposed to be scared of them because they could do so much damage. Yordan Alvarez could do so much damage. He was the person that was doing so much for the Astros, and they really just shut him down the last couple of games. And really, with that out of the way, I mean, Altuve coming back in game 6, and you also had Altuve playing decent at the end of the series. Of course, he wasn't doing really well, and you're missing some like Kyle Tucker things, but Kyle Tucker just had a play of his life in game 6. I mean, like, you can't count that out. And honestly, I think the Astros really just had a good chance this season, but unfortunately injuries kind of plagued them, and I think the Rangers just played extremely well. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. This is just my raw thoughts right after game 7, and you guys for watching. Have a great night or day.